Hi there. Joseph Carrabba's here. C'est moi, c'est vrai, c'est Joseph. I've made I forget how many attempts to do this specific particular experiment in writing, which I think is number 15. Oh, by the way, In Excess, listening to In Excess. Fascinating story about them. Australian band. The lead singer committed suicide. Um, Pretty much at the height of his career. Who knows why? A lot of people do that. Can't take success. I don't have to worry about that. Not because I can't take success, but because I haven't made the height of my career yet. So, anyway, I've been considering doing an experiment in writing on author voice and character voice and the difference between the two. Because sometimes character voice, which is the specific language and pronunciation and pacing of phrasing and how they talk of a specific character, and that can be really useful, by the way, because it's like a tag, it's like a marker. You don't need to put the character's name into the story when they've said something, because their language, their use of words, their phrasing is so unique and specific and has been demonstrated previously that the reader automatically goes, oh, okay, I know who this is. The other thing you can do with character voice is you can have it change over time. Excuse me. And by having it change over time, you can show character maturation. You can show all sorts of things that happen to the character, how they change, how they grow, how they slide back. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you a demonstration of that. Author voice, on the other hand, is how you, the author, presents the information. Is it authoritative? Is it timid? Is it weak? Is it anxious? And that is when you're conveying the mood and the tone of the piece to the reader. So sometimes author and character voice are the same. Sometimes author voice will dominate. Usually in literature, the author voice dominates over the character voice. In genre fiction, the character voice very often will dominate. My dog is here. Can you see my dog? Hi, Boo. He's a good dog. You know, when you have character and author voice blending, you've really opened up yourself to quite a bit of movement, because you and the character can shift. The author and the character voices can break apart, come back together, and this can show some kind of foreshadowing, some kind of tension. Anyway, character voice. We're going to start with something from the Book of the Wounded Healers. Yay. This is First Meeting. The entire book is told, excuse me, getting over a head cold here, in first person. The protagonist, it's him throughout. So here it is. Here's how it begins. How many heartbeats does it take to change the world? 3 creatures stared down at me like I'm the one who doesn't belong. People flee South Street Seaport under the FDR, across the Greenway and South Street, scream their way up Fulton, John, Beekman, and the slips. Mounted NYPD officers yell commands no one pays attention to. Sirens get closer, but sound of squawking seagulls, screeching pigeons, shrieking blue jays, clomping horses, screaming people, and crying children drowns out everything else. That first line, how many heartbeats does it take to change the world, is not a clause, but it is a pullback, if you will. Because the first thing the narrator does, the character does, is ask a question. When the character does that, or even when the author does it, they better have an answer coming in the book somewhere. So once we get that, how many heartbeats does it take to change the world? We get directly into three creatures stare down at me like I'm the one who doesn't belong. Like I'm the one who doesn't belong. The character has already told you something, that they already feel like they're the alien, they're the outsider, they're the one who's on the periphery, on the edge. People flee South Street Seaport under the FDR, blah, 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 blah. The police yell commands no one pays attention to. Sirens get closer, but he can't hear them. So all of that is the character basically narrating the situation they're in. But they start it with a essentially a predicatory question, which is a foreshadowing, but it's all there. That character voice dominates the story, and it changes throughout the story to indicate the character is changing as well. Okay, that's one. Next thing we're going to do is from search. Where is it? There it is, search. Whoa. Todd Anderson, is more or less the primary antagonist of the story. Todd shook out the white double bed sheet and reached up into the oak's lower branches. Behind him, the Kennebec River's lower rapids splashed. He wrapped the sheet's end over the limb and close-pinned it so the sheet fell open like a film projector screen. He stepped back, made sure it was secure, then shook a spray can and sprayed a barely noticeable 2 on the sheet. Leaves rustled at ground level and he lowered the can. What did you do with the boys, Anderson? Sergeant Dykstra, how good of you to come. What boys? Don't bullshit me, you sick fuck. The Thompson boys. What'd you do with them? Not a thing. Has something happened to them? You drive the Hershey Highway with Dave Laverne, don't you? Why, whatever do you mean, Sergeant Dykstra? Dykstra's hand went to his nightstick. Oh, Sergeant Dykstra, I had no idea you were into brutality. Doesn't surprise me, though. I've seen your wife. Or wait, no, that would be bestiality, wouldn't it? Dykstra pulled his nightstick. I'm gonna not get paid. Whatever you do to me, make sure you don't hurt my hands. It'd be horrible if I couldn't hand you your cut every month, don't you think? How would you afford that pretty young lady you visit up in Bangor? Dykstra's grip weakened. The nightstick slipped back into its belt. How did you know about her? I know about her because I, unlike you, make it a point to know everything I can about the people I do business with. What are you going to do? What are you doing with those sheets? Making highway markers. Would you like to help? Dykstra turned and walked up the path from the river to the picnic area. Don't go far, Sergeant. You can help me put the rest of these up along both sides of the river. Dykstra paused, his back to Anderson, and clenched his fists. Beat me if you must, but do it with a smile. That way I know we're both getting pleasure out of it. That voice of Todd Anderson is, I hope, if I did my job correctly, such a unique identifier that the minute the reader encounters that kind of speech pattern, they don't need some kind of tag or attribution to indicate that it's Todd speaking. That voice is so unique to Todd in the novel. No one else talks like that. So whenever the reader encounters that kind of speech pattern, they know that it's Todd. Now we're going to do several characters at this point. Same book, same search. We're going to do several characters. This is further into the novel. Geo, John Chance, excuse me, is the main character, main protagonist. But there are a lot of secondary characters who also are necessary to the story. One of whom is Jess, Geo, John Chance's girlfriend, and her father, Sam. Geo sat on the cold, bare ground in the Rosens' backyard with exposed grass brittle under him. Bella sat in front of him. They stared into each other's eyes. Bella kept offering to shake. Sam watched from the den. How did he get her to do that? I never got her to do that. You bring a Svengali into my house, daughter? Jess came up beside him, a head shorter, holding a glass of orange juice. Sam put his arm around her, pulled her in, and kissed the top of her head. First, Pop, he's not Jewish. Second? Jess shook her head and leaned into her father. I don't know. There's a second, but I don't know what it is. I couldn't imagine him being a Svengali. He spends too much time helping people. Helping them do what? Silly things, little things. He always knows when I'm going to have my period. Sam pulled away from his daughter and looked at her. She snickered. Don't worry, I'm on the pill. I'm feeling so much better. He knows where people lost things. That's useful? You lost this in Toledo? I have no idea where it is now, but I know you lost it in Toledo. She punched Sam's arm. I mean, he can find things people lost, okay? I lost money in the stock market. Jess ground her heel into her father's foot until he winced. Your mother keeps hiding my cigars. He knows when people are sick. Every time somebody in the dorm has bad cramps, he just touches them and the cramps go away. He holds stock in my doll? Jess pushed her father away. I'm serious, Pop. Sam rubbed her back. You like him? She looked at Gio and Bella sitting in the backyard. He rose up and Bella bounded around him, a puppy with her master. Yes, so do I. So the protagonist is there, basically in the scene, but only to cause the conversation between two characters, again, with very unique speech patterns, ways of talking, language used, to reveal something about them, yes, and about the relationship to Geo, yes, but also to provide the reader with a base of understanding. Who are they going to have compassion with? Who are they going to relate to? But also to show through the language that even though there's a little bit of joking and jiving, Sam is very interested in the well-being of his daughter. Okay, that's In Search. We're going to do one more. This is from Tales to Around Celestial Campfires, from one of the stories, Manahe. The main character is Tony. He's the protagonist. A secondary character is a executive where Tony works. His name is Hagedorn. I will ask you to pay attention specifically to how Hagedorn speaks. Tony went into one financial place, made his presentation, shook hands, got his back patted, and was thanked personally by the old man. Brumhall, the old man, looked 50 and was well past 75. His eyes were clear and sharp, and his mind had never dulled. Hagedorn, Brumhall's number 2, stopped Tony outside Thompson's door. Anthony, excellent. You planned this? Excellent. Impress me, right here. Hagedorn tapped his chest. The old man and I got to talk. It'll be excellent. Thompson, have to let him go. Too bad. It'll be excellent. That speech pattern is so unique to Hagedorn, the character Hagedorn, that whenever those abrupt sentences, those superlatives are used repeatedly, the reader will know immediately that it is this idiot character, Hagedorn. So those are examples of character voice being so unique to a character that the reader can very quickly identify them in the story and follow them. Also, to give the author the ability to show the character's growth and change through the story. Wonderful. Excellent. Got to tell Thompson. Anyway, I hope that's useful to you. And if you think I'm a flippin' fool, hey, put it in a comment. Take care. Looking for the stop button. Where is it? Oh, there it is.